Welcome back to another shop episode where we're gonna keep working on cleaning up this place, and we are liquidating all of this. That is right, it is time to sell off a lot of stuff, and I think this is probably 80% of it. There's a lot more. Now, before I get a ton of emails asking about pricing, shipping, our mandate here is to sell as much of this locally as possible, especially the body kit stuff, big items we do not want to ship. And what I'm gonna do is there will be a link in the description to our website. I'm gonna create a post there with all of the stuff for sale and pricing. So what I'm gonna do is just quickly go over some of the stuff. We don't wanna spend 20 minutes showing you guys every part, what's here and there, but real quick, let's start off with this. This is a lip kit for the Corolla that when we shot like a couple years back. And this is a really awesome kit from, I think, Fly Motorsports. You can see it's in excellent shape. It does have a little bit of scrapes here and there, but this would make a very bold statement on a Corolla. We've got an air filter for that car as well. We've got some Koenig Decagram wheels that were on the 350Z. We've got a R34 fiberglass bumper before I got my OE Nismo one. This one is an S-Tune, but it is not an original one. This here, we've been holding on to this motor. This is out of the red 350Z. When this car originally showed up here, it had a blown motor in it. We suspect it's a spun rod bearing, and that's about it. So 06 rev up. And all of the Supra body kit, the Shine Auto stuff that we were gonna use, the Riddick style stuff, is for sale. The diffuser as well. This, I've been kind of going back and forth about DP to keep for the Evo 6 or not, but I just don't love the strut bars in the trunk because they reduce so much space.
But it says Mines on it.
I know, man. Someone's gonna be pretty happy with an OG Mines Evo, I think 456 rear strut bar. I do have an Evo 6 Turbo. I even have this Cusco cover, like this heat shield.
Yeah.
I think that bolts on somehow. I don't know. We've got some E39 parts. We've got, oh, this is pretty cool. This is our version 1 case swap into the 240SX oil pan. That we removed because we saw, issues with the oil pressure on the track. This would be perfect for someone building a street rear-wheel drive application K series because, if you're not going to see crazy G's, this pan is going to work exceptionally well. We've got some FDM's intakes here, a stock intercooler. We've got an HKS mid-pipe for the Supra. So a bunch of random 350Z bits. This is all out of the 350Z. I'm sure the Canadian guys are gonna love these. These are brakes, these are mint hubs. All that stuff came off the original car. We've got some test pipes here, a bunch of random crap. I'll sort this off, post it up for sale. DP, I don't know if anybody's gonna want this,
yeah,
but
that's an old gem.
This, what is this? This is a carburetor.
Carburetor for a first gen Celica.
From Holly?
From Holly, yeah.
That's rad, man.
There's a little Holly fuel pump that goes with it.
Yeah.
It just came in that stash of parts that the guy up in North Bay sent down.
Oh yeah, wow. And it's got a weird spacer to make it fit.
Yeah. I guess
dude,
maybe it's like a universal carb
this
that
is,
he made fit
this is next level cool.
Anyway, I don't know about carbs. So.
We've got some S2000 headers that we were holding on for rear-wheel drive case swaps, but we don't
got to
need
be
those.
worth $1 million, though, doesn't it?
Yeah. Those aren't cheap. And we've got a bunch of body bits here. Like E46 M3 rear valence. This is off the 4Runner for a bug deflector. Ooh, this is an E39 Touring gray privacy cover for the trunk area, which I think are hard to come by. And this is a stock STI wing for all you WRX guys. And sway bars that are going into the junker. I don't even know why I laid these out because I don't know what they're for. I think one is 350Z and that one there. Who knows what that is. Whew, almost there. Last but not least, we've got planted rails for the Supra. If anyone, these are actually really good to use if you're gonna be using bucket seats, because that will lower them and that'll work with the Recaros. We use any bottom mount or side mount seats would be perfect for that. Oh, and if you guys wanna recreate the airbox that we built, I've got an NA intake here with an HKS foam filter. I do not have this cover, unfortunately. This here, I have gotten a deposit on, and for those of you that have been around a while, you've known that I've been hoarding this, and I've come to terms with selling it. This is a brand new V160 Getrag 6-speed for a Toyota Supra 2JZ, and I've been going back and forth on whether I should keep it or not, but I listed it for a ridiculous price, which I'll tell you guys, I'll be transparent, for $17,000. And
Canadian or US?
Canadian, of course.
Okay.
Yes. Like, it's probably, $14,000, $15,000 US, and I have a deposit on it. So this may be in the for sale ad or maybe not. So I just had to go back here and look at these two rear spoilers, these hatch spoilers again, because I thought, well, something's weird. I said they're both for Subarus, but they can't be because they don't seem to be very, very similar. And then I realized, yes, this is off of the STI. Yeah, that for 100% is. This is black, so it is not. And, well, this should not be for sale. I screwed up. This says Honda on it. And you Honda guys will know what this is. I'm not going to give it away, but you guys can kind of like look at it. It is for a hatch. You know, the guys that know will know. And I think that's a good transition here to giving an update as to what we have going on here, because we've moved a bunch of cars around, and I know a bunch of you might be new to the channel. You might be thinking, whoa, what's going on here? Why is there a BMW M5 sitting here? Why is there an RX-7? There was a Porsche out here before, and now it's gone. It's tucked in the back. What's going on here, guys? Well, let's start off with the FD RX-7. We mentioned it in a previous video, the previous shop video. We are actually going to be getting this car ready for paint, so expect an episode on it very soon. We have an engine that's built for it. Dave talked about it in the previous episode, so I'm not gonna go on about it, but this car, we do need to get ready and move to get it off to paint. The E34 M5 has now been moved up from long-term storage to short-term storage because we have a video series coming on this vehicle that's been sponsored by eBay. So we're excited to do that. I'm really, really excited to do like a quick little restoration project on it. And back here you can see a Civic EK SI has shown up. This is actually a parts car for my EK build that's up here, which I'm not going to uncover.
You no doubt have also noticed the Type R here looking minty fresh, and if you didn't watch our previous episode, go back and watch that, because we do a pretty big, I don't want to call it a reveal because it's more of like a teaser, but it's got a lot of information in it about this car. It gives you a good look at it. So go watch that, and obviously there's going to be a full build series on this coming soonish. So stay tuned for that. I'm mega pumped on how good this car is already looking, and it's going to look even better once we're done. What else do we have back here, PT? We've got your 930 Turbo, which is sitting here. It is waiting on, you've got some plans for it this year, don't you? You're thinking about changing a few things up?
I do have some parts, yeah. I've got mainly some body work on it. I'm gonna do some new wheels and maybe a new exhaust system from Vibrant. I really want to build a cool titanium exhaust system for this car.
Nice. And how we'll fit that into the schedule remains to be seen, so don't know when that's gonna happen, but hopefully we can find time for it. Over here we've got the S15, which of course is going to get built alongside the FD-RX-7, so lots of cool stuff coming on that car. The old Evo 6 under here, waiting patiently for its time to be back in the sun again with that freshly rebuilt motor to go in there. Not sure when that's going to slide into the schedule, but hopefully soon. And over on the far side, we've got Pete's Evo wagon tucked away there. What is it, an Evo 9, Pete? Is that right?
It is an Evo 9, yes. Automatic, right-hand drive, JDM import. That's gonna sit there. That's a future project, left-hand drive conversion. That's my thought.
It's looking like a 2023 kind of car, isn't it?
Oh, geez, yeah, it could be, man. At the rate we're working these days. All right, guys, we have had to make a small little pit stop out of the shop, and we do have a Sawzall here. which means we are at National Surplus picking up some racking that we have needed. And unfortunately, they don't have the sizes we need. So we told them, you know what? We'll cut it ourselves, right, TP?
That's right.
Why not?
And the power tools.
So let's go grab what we need and we'll show you what we're gonna do.
So here is our racking, and what do we got to take off here?
3 feet. We're using the highly precise marking tool.
Oh yeah, we brought everything
here.
except markers and
that's right.
tools.
Yeah.
The cool thing about these is I've never seen the racking that really comes apart. So we may be able to, well, we're gonna have to save a bunch of this stuff and then move it around.
Yeah, we'll take that out,
Yeah.
unbolt this,
Yeah.
move that down here. Maybe
We can do
delete
that all at the
bar.
shop, but
And
let's let's do some cutting
let's
first.
get cutting.
So two things, it's very windy out.
Very windy.
So we apologize for the audio.
Yeah.
And
About to cut this anyway, and pull the trigger, nothing's happening, and
you forgot the battery.
there's supposed to be a battery here, PT.
How did you forget the battery?
I got stories to tell you about insomnia, but anyway, it would be a half an hour for me to go back to the shop, pick up a battery, and come back here again. So I think we're just gonna strap these in the back of the truck, tie something on here as a flag, and send it, because we'll just take the back roads. It'll be fine, but a little embarrassing.
Quick audible here. The guys do have a chop saw.
Oh, good. Just should have left it like that.
Well, it looks like we're going back to transporting them the hard way, DP.
Long boy transportation it
That's
is,
right.
all right.
Here is what we've ended up with. A bunch of straps. Of course, our caution flag on the back here, so it's legal down the street. I mean, it's like we've added another piece of the truck, like a huge piece of the truck here, but it's all good. It's all strapped down, DP. I think we're gonna be fine.
Not going
We're
anywhere.
moving it, it's shaking the whole truck.
Look at that.
We're good. We just got to remember no one's gonna run into us, and don't make sudden stops, right?
That's right.
Here it is, the missing link, people, back at the shop.
Yeah.
Oops.
Oh, there you go.
Almost didn't get that guy on there. Locked and loaded. We've marked everything, and we'll see if I can do this myself. I'm telling you, these torch blades from Milwaukee, they are phenomenal. Everything we've thrown at these things, they've just like chopped through this like butter. Wow, that was awesome. Wow, so much better than that chop saw that they were using there, man. Like, holy crap.
Yeah, I think there might have been some user error.
Oh, well, yeah, maybe. Yeah, that guy I think was pushing a little bit hard, which is the result of why it broke. Okay, so we've got one more of these to do, and then it is time to set this thing up. Racking is up, and I do like the blue much better than the orange. A lot of the orange racking that we have here, and we did put up this gray tarp, I guess. It's
Drop sheet.
drop sheet. It's much nicer than a tarp. It really is, DP. Sheldon actually told us this is what they use to cover like trucks.
Tractor trailers.
Yeah, so it's high quality stuff. I know so many of you have in the previous video commented to get rid of the gray drop sheets. And you know, Dave and I are still back and forth on it. I think for the time being, we're gonna leave them up. When I look at it before, now it's like you can't unsee it. There's just so much clutter. If it was just like yellow boxes and stuff, I think that works well. But because there's just like random junk in there and weird boxes, I don't love it. And I know what happens right now. It's as clean as it's gonna be. They're just gonna get worse and worse. So I think for the time being, we're gonna leave them, and then we're gonna make a decision if we just continue to not like them in the videos, and we'll get rid of them. But that's kind of what we're gonna do. You can see we added this small little 4-footer rack here, just for the sake of being able to, you know, pile more tires on, another spot for an engine. This ready rack, so that stuff over there, by the way, was called teardrop, the way they go together. This is ready rack. It was much more difficult to put together. I think this is more for, this is a newer style. It's like rated for more weight. If you guys recall, in a previous GTR episode, I had an issue with a Jegs pre-lube oiler where the bleed valve was coming on too early, like at 40 PSI, and was supposed to keep closed at 70 PSI. Well, Jegs saw that. They reached out, they said, hey, we're gonna send you a new one, which they did, so thank you very much. And that also got me to talking to them, and I put together a small little wish list of things we needed around the shop, and they sent us all this, so thank you, Jegs, so much. Let's open a couple of these things and I'll show you what we got. I've always wanted one of these tools, and this is an air belt sander. Our buddy Moose calls this a finger sander, and I've watched Mike at StanceWorks use this quite a bit. And really the main advantage is you can see it has such a small footprint, so when you need to get into an area and grind it down, this is so much better. This seems like a trivial item, and this is an anti-fatigue mat, but Dave and I usually are using these foam pads when we're working on a car in this area, not on the hoist, and we're on our knees. And truth be told, they're not very comfortable. So I think these are gonna be so much nicer. You can kind of like kneel on them, get on your back when you need to. So much better than something like this.
It looks a lot thicker.
Yeah, it is. It's certainly much thicker. Yeah, it's just going to be so different. Truthfully, I should have ordered these a long time ago. Wow, Jegs coming through. Thank you for all of the merch. Holy smokes! Look at all this stuff. This here is a big beast. We're gonna have to put it together, but you can kind of guess what it is. And we already have one of these. This is like a 18 gallon, I think it is.
Yep.
Yeah, oil drain tank. And we're not actually gonna use this for oil. We're gonna use this for coolant. So we do have one for oil, and we've just been running into issues where it's like, well, how do we drain our coolant? We're always struggling with it. We gotta get buckets. So I figured, why don't we get another one of these for coolant? Here's something a lot of you mentioned in my welding videos, is that I'm using this fixed, basically stool here, wooden stool, and I'm kind of high for when I'm welding. So I wanted an affordable option, and Jegs actually had this nice chair. You can see this will bring me down. It is adjustable, so I can come down to here, and then if I need to come up, it also has the adjustment.
Woo, look at this, everybody. I'm all jegsed out, feeling pretty good. And I wanted to show you these new wireless, battery-powered studio style lights that Pete just ordered off of Amazon, of course.
We needed a couple of small little fills, you know?
Yeah, they're nice to have, and not having to fight with extension cords like we were with our old setup is super nice. And being on rollers is nice too. So that is, you know, just gonna fill in the shadows under my eyes here. Like, woo,
there you go.
Never been so pretty. And speaking of pretty, I want to thank all of our beautiful Patreon supporters who have been with us for a long time, and I want to let everybody here know that we've just done a fairly significant like reorg on our Patreon page. Maybe to go along with the reorg we've done in here. So we've changed the tiers a little bit to make those a little bit, make more sense with what we're doing currently. And we also want to start offering some more unique content to our Patreon supporters. So we've actually launched a Discord, which is invite only for our Patreon supporters, where it's mostly me in there chatting with people so far, but we're gonna start to put some more content on there, as well as onto Patreon's platform itself. We're thinking about maybe doing a monthly podcast or a monthly live stream specifically for our Patreon supporters. So it'll be like a private type of thing where if you're part of our Patreon program, you'll have access to that content, and if you're not, then you won't. So if having access to that kind of thing is interesting to you, or if you just want to help support us and help us grow the channel, then please do go have a look at patreon.com/Speed Academy. Have a look at our tiers, what sort of price points we're offering and what we're offering in return for those levels of support. So yeah, please do go check that out. And of course, we also have memberships here on YouTube, which might be a lower friction way of supporting the channel. So you can always go that way if you don't want to have to go onto another platform and give them your credit card information or anything like that. So we understand that sometimes lower friction is better for you guys. So thank you, everyone. Man, I think that might be a wrap on this shop reorganization, and I do think it's looking really good.
Oh, it's so good, so good.
I'm still a little conflicted about the gray drop sheets. I really like it up front on that single shelf. I don't love it back here yet, but I know it's growing on you, Pete. So we're gonna try it out for a while and see how we feel about it long term. We have looked at the comments from the previous episodes, so we know that you guys don't love them, but maybe they'll grow on you guys too over time. So thanks for watching, everyone. Thank you again for the support. We really do appreciate it. And I think it might be time to get back to building some cars around here.